setting new standards in podcast excellence. You have joined the WBT, fully focused on business and taxes. Here is your host, Michael Lodge.
And welcome to the WBT. I'm recording this in South Carolina at my home. And it's a good, beautiful Sunday morning. Sun is out, light clouds in the sky. Getting ready for a little bit of the hurricane to pass us by on Monday. But I'm well prepared for it. I was talking to someone on Facebook last night. And I had made a comment about one of the state governors by the name of Gavin Newsom. And the guy did not agree with what I was saying, so what did he call me? He called me a Nazi, called me racist. Those are two very hateful words from a very hateful heart. This is the new political bigot attack from, it's a line that they're using from liberals in California and also in New York, if you've ever talked to them. In fact, the state of California has become nothing more than hate. If you look at the words coming out from the state legislature and the cities and everybody else, there's nothing but hate and really stupidity. I mean, it is so filled with hate that if you do not agree with what they believe in or what their political agenda is, they then start calling you these hateful names. They have no argument to back up with how they feel. They just have hate comments. This is not the American way. When did we become filled with so much hate in this nation? But now, I was very lucky 3 times this year. I traveled across America. From the West Coast to the East Coast, from the East Coast to the West Coast, and back from the West Coast. I went back and forth 3 times. But traveling from the West Coast of California to the East Coast, I found that there is an America out there that is totally different. Only in the states of California and New York do they no longer think with common sense of what is right and wrong. Instead, they endorse hate and attack fellow Americans. I think you and we love America, don't we? I love America. Go across America, listen to the conversations of community and family. In restaurants with signs that say no cell phones, so you're not allowed to talk to anybody except for the person directly next to you or across the table from you. Communication is alive, face to face, person to person. Across America, people are not self-absorbed. They are sitting there talking about what they heard in church or what the next door neighbors and families are doing. It is totally a different America than what you hear coming out of California and New York. In California and New York, they are so cell phone connected, self-centered, self-absorbed, that they have forgotten about what America is all about. They have forgotten that there are Americans with an American first point of view. Neighborhoods, communities, family, church. They have forgotten that they're connected. Americans are connected to those very ways of life. Instead of self-centered views or liberal views, they turn them into the opposite direction of what California is all about. That's what California and New York have done. They have gone in a totally opposite direction of what America is all about. Unity with differences is what America has always been. We've always debated it. Americans work things out, no matter who is the president. For the first time in American history, we are seeing childlike selfish views and actions. That is not Americans. If you have a disagreement, you work with others to get to a point that is good for all Americans, not just one side. Americans don't call fellow Americans hate names like Nazis and racists and all those other things. Those are hate commentary on other Americans. If you have an argument on why you disagree, state it. But if you don't have an argument, you never resort to calling names that are hateful in nature. If you don't have an argument, don't make it the argument. And don't call people names. It is worthless. Hate is worthless. It is revolting to spread hate of any kind, but to call people hateful names is very low and degrading. That is not what America is about. Even Martin Luther King never practiced that. And he experienced a lot of hate, but what did he do? He turned around and was peaceful. And his point was heard not just in a nation or a community, it was heard across the world. Not one time did he express hate. If we look at the word hate, we find the following. 1, to dislike something intensely, they detest it. 2, they are unwilling to listen to other people. They are intense-like. They are a person or thing that is hated, expressing or arousing feelings of hatred, like hate mail or hate Facebook or hate television. All of those 5 items are used by individuals that have an extreme liberal political view. They dislike intensely and detest any conservative point of view or persons that are conservative. They are unwilling to listen to other Americans' point of view. They have such an intense dislike for others' points of views that they call people Nazis and racists. They hate others. They hate any point of view that does not agree to their point of view. They express or arouse feelings of hatred towards others' points of views. They attack. They use Antifa. They use BLM. And other hate groups to attack and push their political agenda of hate. Hate has gotten out of control. I remember when I was a kid and I was not happy with a schoolmate, I would say, I hate him or her. I hate. My mom was always quick to respond that hating is the same as killing someone. So every time I thought about hating somebody, I thought, oh my God, I'm killing someone. She was right. Hate does kill people. And it tries to kill others' views or freedom of speech. Hate has been used to kill a person's religious belief. We have seen it through ISIS and killing Christians and other points in history that we've watched that have tried to do the same. We see this happening in America by those on the far left with a dangerous point of political view. Hate solves nothing. So is there an answer to stop hate? Nope. There's no answer because everyone thinks and sees things differently. However, we can fight hate. Remember what our grandparents would say, don't hate people, hate their ways. Political hate, that is a battle that has to be stopped by common sense discussion. We need to go back to our common sense thinking. Not far right, not far left, but common sense where you're down the middle and you can see others' points of views and where it might work within our nation. Once you call people names, you just lost the argument. You have sunk to a new low. I remember when my mom heard that I hated someone as a child, and she was a God-fearing mother, she would say the following. You have heard that the law of Moses says, love your neighbor and hate your enemies. But I say, love your enemy. Pray for those who persecute you. And that way you will be acting as a true children of your Father in heaven, for he gives his sunlight to both the evil and the good. And he sends rain on the just and on the unjust too. And that was in Matthew 5:43-44. Now she would paraphrase it, where it really came down to the point, hey, stop hating. Don't be an idiot. Love your enemy. Love those with opposing points of views. But at some point in time, you've got to come to that middle road. Agree to disagree, but come to a point where it's good for your nation. So there is real no answer to hate except to stand firm against any kind of hate. But never resort to hating the hater. It gets you nowhere. The true lesson to learn about hate isn't to reflect that feeling of destruction back out, but instead to release judgments in a kind and gentle manner for you to grow from. Hate never allows you to grow. It only allows you to create more hate. And that is a worthless form of life. It is time for Americans to stop hating. Politicians have got to learn to work together no matter if you hate the other person. Stop the calling of names. Americans, stop calling other Americans names. Hate is the most worthless form of an American. It's time to stop and work together. I love what Will Smith said. He made this statement. Throughout life, people will make you mad, disrespect you, and treat you bad. Let God deal with the things they do, 'cause hate in your heart will consume you too. Life doesn't have to be complicated. Hate complicates everything. Don't forget to pray for Florida as they're getting hit with that bad storm. Continue to pray for Texans to get back to where they need to be. Pray for the Floridians that are getting hit and the other states that may get hit also. May we not lose one single life from this storm. Pray for your fellow Americans. Have a great day.
This is brought to you by Lodge & Co., a business and tax advisory firm where your success is our goal. Call us today toll-free at 888-681-1518 or visit us at www.lodge-co.com and learn more about what we can do for you. Lodge & Co., your source for sound business and tax services.
Thank you for listening to the WBT with Michael Lodge. Join us again tomorrow as we explore more about business and taxes. Follow us on iHeartRadio and go to our podcast website at www.wbtpod.com and listen to all of our podcasts and read our blogs.
World of business and taxes on W.